Jesus Christ, the golf news is flying left and right in the first part of this year. Today we learned that Good has partnered up with Callaway for a club deal. I want to give you guys some insight from somebody who works in and around marketing, around what I'm hearing through the interviews, and just the initial rollout of this partnership. First, let me give you current state. Last year, Garrett and Grant partnered up with Mizuno, or at least were sponsored by Mizuno. Grant has since left, we've covered that. And also on the side, I've seen Bubby Golf and Steven partnered up with Tacomo. They've dropped content as recently as 5 days ago. And so seeing this announcement, those kind of partnerships and relationships being dissolved, I'm sure as a result, are very interesting to see how that goes. I'm asking myself as a consumer of golf and as a 40-year-old golfer, who does this deal appeal to? When you look at Good's demographic, they trend to a younger demo of golfers, which I think is good. If golf is becoming cool and younger, that's amazing. I've seen this coming. Golf is changing, and so the look of golf will also change. So it's a smart move to use their brand name to partner up with Callaway and just plug into a whole new source of income and brand influence. And I think that word that I'm using, and I hope you're picking up on it, is brand. That segues into the interview that Matt Kendrick did with Mr. Short Game in terms of talking about they are not a big company. But in my head, the silent part rang out loud. They are a big brand. It's a known brand within the golf space. You cannot interact with golf on YouTube or Reddit, wherever you go, and not see Good in terms of whether it be their putter, their clothing. I played golf with one of my buddies and he pulled out a Good hat recently. And so the brand is strong. Despite some of the recent changes and departures from the group, the brand name is there. And I want you guys to remember that. Is that the brand is what they are using to push additional vehicles. When I'm thinking about them saying that they had feedback or will have feedback in the development of clubs, that's very interesting to me. As I started playing golf, I think the mindset was to be able to play the shafts and the head sizes that pros played. And as golf changes, it's interesting to see if it will go this way. Because at the end of the day, Good are still amateur golfers with a successful YouTube channel and brand name, but they're still amateurs at the end of the day. So now that we see amateurs possibly developing clubs for amateurs, I'm intrigued with the direction that this is going, and will the market pick up on this, or will things hold true and we still see golfers wanting to play the clubs that pros play? And with this partnership with Callaway and the staffers for Callaway, whether it be Xander Schauffele or John Rahm or any number of stars that they have on the roster, by creating content, which they said they have already shot a ton of content, will it be a bridge between the pro side and the amateur side? The amateur side of golf and the retail space and what golfers spend is where a lot of the industry is driven. Does this bridge the gap together and create a whole new separate lane? Again, this is part of what I do in my 9 to 5, so I speak with some confidence when I look at the marketing side of it and the direction that they are going and where they are trying to push this. Yes, it was a surprise to see this news come out, but once you start analyzing it and breaking it down, it's pretty clear of what their strategy is. And although we see Good, their primary influence has been on the YouTube side of things, it is very understandable to see the direction that they're going outside of YouTube. And even though that is still the vehicle that drives you to their brand and endears you to their brand, that's always going to be a huge part of what they do. But Matt mentioned additional announcements that they would have sometime in this year, something big, something surprising, utilizing his words. We'll see what that is. But at this point, from my perspective, it is very, very clear what they are trying to do. And that is take Good away from individuals and turn it into a brand that can sit independently of those that built it up. That's not always going to be sustainable. You're not always going to be the cool kid on the block to be able to drive and use your popularity for the brand. This is a segue away from that model and into bigger and better things. Matt did also indicate that part of the discussion with Callaway came up quick. He used two terms that kind of conflicted. He said it was a quickly made deal. A lot of the details haven't been sussed out, but this was going on when they were still connected to Grant, and that could have been a factor in him leaving Good. He wasn't very clear that it was or was not, and I think they're still kind of in the clouds about whether that's the reason that Grant left or what the reason that Grant left was. Who knows? They also mentioned that their putter that they came out with earlier this year is going to stay with the Good brand, that they don't plan on touching the Odyssey side of Callaway. They are going to keep their putter line separate and under the Good brand. So very interesting development today. Huge news. There's more to come as new club lineups come out. So much golf. We start the season here in a couple of days. So stay tuned. Go ahead and lock in with me. Hit that subscribe button. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.